Hello guys, welcome back. It's Illogical as always, and we're back at it with episode 2 of the build craft. So we're going to be continuing on with Khaimera as per normal. At this stage, what I'm going to actually do is here, post commentary me and editing me, deal with it.
I'm not gonna lie, I sounded very aggressive there, guys. But no, long story short, guys, we're gonna be running the fighter. The fighter variant of the build, or just the fighter variant of Khaimera, which is normally run. I think it's basically the items that you're going to be running, or most of them are in his recommended build, so they are. But I've done something slightly different, but I have a note to make though, right? So obviously, the way that I originally ran this build was with either you get a choice between either Iceskorn or Judgement. Now, instead of that, I went with Judgement just for testing purposes, so I did. But I discovered that the fighter Crest is not what you want to be using at all. The crest that you do want to be using is obviously going to be Sephir's Mantle. So that there's a quick caveat right there. So it is. So you're probably just far better off running Sephir's Mantle than Judgement. But we ran Judgement in this fight. So we did. Now, as says, the build is your base 3, so it is basically, it's going to be your Overlord, Bonesaw, Basilisk combination, so it is, and then we're going to go into Mutilator, Earthshaker, and Tainted Blade. Now, in saying that there, is this the best build? Absolutely not, because again, obviously instant mistake was going Judgement instead of Sephir's Mantle, so it was, as says, because we don't have Sephir's Mantle, we don't have infinite scaling on our Overlord or Bonesaw procs, so we don't. But the rest of it tied in quite nicely, because Bonesaw helped you proc the Basilisk, so it did, but then also, so you're shredding and dealing damage. Mutilator helped keep you alive and shred down tanks, and then obviously your last two are sort of just your flex picks. Now, I went for Earthshaker simply due to the fact that whenever you're attacking someone and you get it up to 15 stacks, you get 15% increased ability damage, which works incredibly well with Khaimera's Ambush. And then you've got Tainted Blade, which is basically just used to tear down your opponent who has lifesteal or any form of lifesteal or healing, and that there's the reasoning to why that is. Now, as says, Draconum is always going to be a fantastic option to run, hence the reason blue section. It's in the optional area, so obviously I would probably end up switching out Mutilator. Personally, I would switch out Mutilator for Draconum, so I would. But as says, this is just testing, as says Buildcraft, so it is. We learn as we build, and I've learned substantially more now than I had previously, so I did. So your extra items, you've got Draconum if you want a little bit more sustain, you've got Citadel, is that how you say it? Is that it? The armor item gives you defense and reduces their defense, also gives you more defense the more enemies that are about, so it does give you a good bit of defense, so it does, as well as health, I believe, as well. And then obviously you've got Salvation again, and then you've got Fire Blossom, Fist of Razuul, and Remnant of Renewal. Basically, these here are all just tankier styled items. As says, I don't like running tank in the jungle, so I really do not. I prefer a much more more damage oriented build when running jungle, because I don't find it to be as great. So it's just me being personal about it, but I do prefer to be running a lot more damage. And obviously, whenever you've kind of capped your damage, you're kind of stuck. There's no way to actually scale your damage at that stage. As it says, that there's why I do believe, in terms of overall, I do now believe that Sephir's Mantle is a substantially better option to anything else that you could run in jungle on Khaimera. Now, I said, in terms of breakdown, obviously you've got Overlord, which gives you your health stacking damage, so it does, hence the reason it pairs well with Sephir's Mantle, not Judgement. Judgement was a mistake. Iceskorn wouldn't have done any better. The real key to all of this here is the Sephir's Mantle. So if you're going to be running a health-based build, the entire cornerstone to a health-based build is Sephir's Mantle. So it is. Then you got Bonesaw, which every third or fifth attack gives you a stack of attack speed, which obviously benefits Khaimera because it means that once he hits max stacks, he can literally just continue that insane attack speed spree. So he can, but not just that. There, it's every third or fifth attack, you end up doing 3% of your health as damage as well, and applying a slow, which means that you can stick to them far more efficiently. Basilisk basically is your shred, so it is. Mutilator is your health tank and sustain. Your Earthshaker axe is obviously somewhat of an amp towards your ability damage as well as attack speed and ability haste, so it allows you to keep it maintained. And then you've got Tainted Blade for anybody who's running healing of any kind. So that would be there's the build. Do I personally believe that this build is fantastic? Personally, I believe it requires a bit of work, and I believe there's better builds and better options, but as it says, this is probably the closest one to the recommended. This is probably the closest build that you're going to see from me that is the closest to the recommended style build-up, or the recommended style of build. But in saying that though, it is what it is. So anyway guys, I hope you all enjoy. Please like, share and subscribe if you didn't enjoy, and I will let you get back to the video. Bye!
So, well, right, okay. Well, I don't know if post-commentary's dealt with this yet, but we're going to be dealing with it now. Bonesaw actually is in his recommended setup. That's actually pretty good, but not good enough. We have a very warrior-esque build here. Bonesaw, Basilisk, Mutilator, Earthshaker, and Tainted Blade. Interesting. As it says, post-commentary and editing me should have already sort of filled you in on the build at this stage. Hopefully, I don't know if the deep dive really got this far, but fuck it. We're just going to continue on, as it says, with everything being said, we're just going to get to it and pray that everything goes to fucking plan, because we already know that fucking shit never goes to plan. We're up against a Grooks, though. That's not exactly a good point to be in. Definitely still going to be picking up Fist of Razuul. Who's our solo laner again? Greystone. I've got a bit more tank than normal, which is a bit of a... It's not going to be fun, because this build... I don't think this build will... This is going to be an interesting one, so it is, because this build slightly... It's actually, like... I would like to say it's slightly different. It's not slightly different. It's a great deal different in a lot of aspects. It's a lot different, and that's what makes this one a little bit more devious, because for once we actually are semi-focusing on Unleash. So we are, which is a bit bothersome to me, but it is what it is. As long as my team plays sensibly, we should be okay. Hypothetically speaking. They're already dropping wards, so that's definitely something. It'll give me eyes on whether or not they have wards down right. They don't have a ward down there, which is good. And they don't seem to have a ward down here either, so that's good too. Okay, no sign of their Grooks. Oh, Grooks is on Greystone. No, that's Steel, not Grooks. Where's Grooks at? Probably doing the same shit I'm doing. More than likely doing the same shit I'm doing. Greystone's taking a lot more damage though, which is weird. I need Faye to be careful though. Trying to figure out a plan of action here is going to be interesting. Ambush. Zinx is not going to be too much of a problem. Go on, TP. For fuck's... Oh, Grooks was there for the gank. I kind of sort of seen that coming. Gideon's going to be a problem. I knew Grooks was going to be a problem outright. Grooks, a good Grooks is always going to be a problem, and considering it's a Master Grooks, I'm expecting a bit of pain to come from him. So I am. I just hope Faye doesn't screw this up. Because Grooks is just, with Grooks being as dominant as he can be a problem. And he has been in my jungle, or maybe not in my jungle. He backed off. So where did he go to? Okay. Another thing with Grux is I think until I get Overlord online, his clear actually outmatches mine by a good margin too. Which is problematic at the best of times. No, Grux did not clear any of my jungle. What is going on here? Grux did not take... Right. Grux is now ganking the Fae again. Seriously? What is this Grux doing? Ah, he's backing, that's what he's doing. Right, fuck that then, I'm out. That's so bothersome to me. His entire rotation style is weird. Like, his entire rotations, the entire way that he performed that entire event there is weird to me. Well, his TP's down. And Grux appeared. What the? What? This Grux is on some fucking steroid shit. Just retreat. Greystone, you don't have ult yet. Not a good option. Once you get ult, then you can be as greedy as you want to be. Until then, please behave. That's Cleaver online. May as well start stacking into the health then. Fucking weird ass game. My question is what is Grux going to build? Like, as a whole, what is Grux going to be building? Because Grux has annoying potential. As I said, I ran Grux a few different ways as well. But he's just going to be one of those ones that's just going to be annoying enough to fucking annoy me. So he is. He's just going to be one of those ones that's just annoying enough. Steel's rotated. Seriously? Greystone? And Grux is there too. Seriously, what is with Grux hounding this entire fucking area? And he TP'd out, so he did, so... Grux missed. Oh, that was just painful. I got the gank and then Grux just interfered. So the only real tank's going to be Steel then. Unfortunately, Steel, by you're gonna be running into a brick wall against me now. So you are. My build is just going to be a nasty matchup for you, dude. Especially once I get my next item online. It should be fun. With Overlord, that gives us a damage increase anyway, so... Or, sorry, a correction. A perpetually stacking damage increase, might I add. Steel is good at being annoying. The thing is, though, because our team can't seem to build any pressure going forward, though, we can't have that problem where I can't freely secure Fangtooth. So we can't just have that natural sort of fucking problem where I can't just freely secure... I say freely secure Fangtooth. At the exact moment I can award it at the very minimum, because nobody else has built up any pressure in terms of laning that allows me to go and sort of contest Fangtooth in any way, shape or form, which is just annoying to me. It's kind of shocking how much your team can tend to rely. I fucking called it. I fucking called it. I think they going. I have it warded anyway, so we're going to know if they go for Fangtooth. Yeah, they're going for Fangtooth. Fuck's sake. Kill him! Fucking hell, how did you fuck that one up, guys? Oh, I'm dead. What? Why? Is he going Bonesaw? He is. No, that was it's a sloppy fight to begin with. And he's also going for the... Really? The sharpshooter talisman? Interesting choice, dude. That's an interesting option running in jungle. Like, there is logic behind it. I understand that. Because you can get a lot of DPS from the items that gives you. There's a lot of DPS potential from it. But at the same time, though... in saying that, their Judgment's probably not the best option either, in all grandiose fairness, lah. It's probably not the best option. I'll not deny that factor. But still, though, it's just... It makes me feel weird to it. Oh, Jesus H. Christ almighty. Cara dived in, you psychopathic woman. If I had been closer to you, and fair, please tell me you've got TP. You do not have TP, do you? You do not have TP. For fuck's sake. I can't do anything. This is such a pain in my ass. Because once I get built, then I'm going, like, once I get 2 more items online, then we're on business. Until I get to that fucking point, I can't do shit. Once I get my sort of second, third going, we're going to be sweet once we get to that point. Until then, it's just a no. Patiently waited for the leap, so I'll give her credit for the brains on that one. Oh, Grooks is here too. Yeah, right, so I know what Grooks' build is going to be now. It's not a bad option. It's just Grooks is going to be a nightmare. Attack speed, lifesteal. Gain 15% attack speed for 6 seconds and powers your basic attacks to deal even more damage on hit effect for 6 seconds. Yeah, Grooks is going to be the problem here. Now, that there's also, like... With Grooks, like... I'm going to need to do a bit of testing against him, so well... It's an interesting sort of... It's an interesting way that he's building... Nicely done, Faye. It's an interesting way that he's building, yes. But now my question sort of leans to the point of, right, Can my build now counter him? Problem being is I don't have the attack speed to really sort of have a go with him. And Greystone, you fucked up, dude. I hate it. I hate it whenever this starts becoming the problem. What did Faye pick up? Stasis amulet, okay. So yeah, Grooks has now got to rampage point, which is not good. Even though he's only got 2 items technically online. Which being his eviscerator or excavator or whatever you want to call it. In combination with his... Oh, they're going for Fangtooth again. Or at least Grooks will go for Fangtooth. Pop! I'm still... Why is Steel Garden? Where's Grooks at? Right, that's enough for me to get Bonesaw online now, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Dealing with our Grooks is going to be problematic. Is he going into Draconium next? No way is he going into Draconium. I'm going to end up hard counting. Like, if I have to go straight into Tainted Blade after this, I will. There's not even an argument to that. Oh yeah, no, that's not a good. It's not a good place to be in. That is not a good position, lah. Who jumped in there? FaZe. Why? So many levels of why do that. Bonesaw doing work. There's legitimately no cohesion or offense in our team. He is standing right there. Why did that take so long to deal with? Oh. I don't know why. I do not know why that took so long to deal with, but it did. It's also really shocking how fast Khaimera can actually rack up his Bonesaw too. Because it means that you get a sustained attack speed. And then you can just keep running with it. Once you pop it. Like, it basically maxes out your attack speed. With the help, obviously. No, that's just bothering me a bit now. Faye's just getting fucking ripped apart, so she is. Which is just never a good fucking option, lah. Right, let me see if I can get my Basilisk started. I can, and we're immediately going for the armor shred. Because think about this logically, if I can unleash one unleash with combination of Bonesaw and Basilisk, we're just going to end up carving, and that's exactly what I want to be doing. Now, I've already fucked off Gideon a few times, so I have. Go for it. Bullshit and you know it game. Bullshit and you know it game. Bullshit and you know it game. Fuck you game. How the fuck did she survive that shit? Bullshit and you know it game. Now how did Grooks take out fucking Greystone? I'm assuming it was from the Onslaught. So that's the assumption here. It was from the Onslaught. Grooks is the one that we need to watch for. In all just downright fairness. Grooks is the one that we need to watch for. And Kiara needs to be fucking careful, please. Greystone's playing super fucking aggressive. I like it, but dude, just sort of take your time on it, please. No, if he is going to go, he is going Draconium, right? Tainted Blade's up next. I can't risk it because if he gets Giga stacked, trying to kill him is going to be difficult. I've noticed Draconium's being picked up a lot more lately, which is, don't get me wrong, not a bad idea. But it's also something that I just can't sort of abide by at the same time, because Draconium can get hard countered real fucking fast. So it can. Draconium can get countered real fucking fast. Gideon's just skits, so he has. Right, okay. Greystone's backing up. They're clearing. Okay. Well, there's Gideon again, for fuck's sake. No, I'll need to take a look see at that. Tainted Blade overall feeds into the rest of our build anyway. I'm just going to have to pick it up ahead of schedule, so I am. Because dealing with Grooks in that, when he's that formidable, is not a good option for us. And the fact that their steel's doing pretty damn well as well. I kind of want to put pressure on this steel while everybody else is entertained. Really? Okay, so the steel's good. I'll give him that. The fact that he persistently just spun on me is actually okay. I'll give him it. Pretty damn good. The fact that he was able to spin on me like that. Look, I've only got one kill so far. That is disgraceful. But Grooks is definitely their sort of anchor at this moment in time. Grooks is definitely their anchor. Well, Grooks / Gideon. Leaning more towards Grooks here, though. Faye, get the fuck out of there. I was half hoping she would jump out, but she didn't. Oh no, she backed off. God damn it. What's Faye's? I was wondering, they were like, who the fuck? No, Tainted Blade's gonna be our next pickup. I'm not risking that Grook's going off on a fucking clean sweep, so I'm not. Purely depends if that Phase did pick up the... But she didn't pick up that fucking cursed fucking ring though, which is a problem. She needs that cursed ring. So she does. Yeah, there's Gideon looking for the gank. There's Grooks. Grooks is looking to go in for the cleanup. This Grooks is exceptionally aggressive though. So he is. This Grooks is exceptionally aggressive. Can't get in on her. Oh, I asked for that. Fucking Gideon getting in there too. Yeah, that was just me getting fucking mollywopped for no reason. Look. Greystone's aggression's way too high, so it is, and he's getting fucking murked because of it. Burned his ult way too early too. Not fucking great, to be honest. See, we need to go Tainted Blade to deal with the Grooks. He's also going Sky Splitter, so he's actually not going in that. He's not going in too chunky here. I think we'll go into Mutilator. I think Mutilator might be a better damaging option rather than anything else. Because at the minute, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, Jesus fucking Christ, this feels weak. Feels strong in the farm, but it feels weak in terms of the face-to-face damage. It's nowhere near as good as... Oh, no. It's nowhere near as good as the rest of the amp build. Most certainly not as good as the amp build right now. So it's not. Which is instant problems in my opinion, because it unfortunately sort of puts Khaimera in a really odd spot. Like, the rest of my team's doing well. Oh, well, okay. I'll kind of shut my mouth a little bit there now. That went a bit better than expected. But is it me, or is this feeling a little bit like it leans a little bit too much into the late game side of it? Rather than being an early game presence, you're leaning more into being a late game presence? It seems to be how it feels. Which in my opinion is bothersome, because your core items, for as good as they are, they're not as strong as they need to be. Like, Bonesaw Basilisk is basically already very strong inherent combo. Because that's your attack speed and then your Basilisk on top of it. It's just a weird sort of feeling this build is giving me right now. It's a fighter build, yes. And from the looks of it, Grooks is going into defense now, which ain't going to matter too much, because Basilisk is just going to render that defense basically moot. It's just ensuring that my team does not get overwhelmingly greedy, but then you also got his Draconium that adds to that nastiness. So it does. And then obviously you've got Gideon in on top of that as well, which adds to even more issues, because you need to be wary of him literally just straight up popping ult on you. Which is just another nastiness that you have to keep an eye on. There's Grooks now, so he is. You see what I mean? It's that we're stuck in that really weird sort of conundrum where an allied tower is under attack. Bye. I did it just to pull aggro, guys. That's all I did. I did that there just so I could pull aggro. I don't know what's happening. What actually did just happen? I don't actually have an answer to what actually just happened. Yeah, that was a random event of the highest caliber. I'll actually level this up. Random event to the highest caliber. Because now that I've got Bonesaw stacked up, I don't actually need to use Unleash anymore. I just need to focus on hitting my ambushes and just hitting my heal. But no, I still genuinely don't have any fundamental notion of how any of that just transpired. And Faye is greedy as all hell. Unfortunately, these guys know that we're going for Fangtooth. So they do. They knew fine right that we were going for Fangtooth. Faye managed to get out, which is good. I want to pick up a bit more farm. I'm kind of curious where he's going. He's going into defense now. My question is, can I out-bully that defense? What was my next one? Earthshaker was my next item, but then we're now at the point where... that doesn't make any more sense. We're now at the point where we have our damage, we have our attack speed, and we have our lifesteal. So it's just better going into Tainted Blade now rather than... It's just better going into our Tainted Blade setup rather than thing. Grooks is going to be the hard issue. Grook's not understanding that I am still here. Grook's not understanding that I am still an absolute deviant. Now, is my build overwhelmingly powerful? Absolutely fucking not. I'm going to make it very clear this build is substantially weaker than my health amp build. I'm not even going to deny that this build is significantly weaker. Greystone's just on the hunt. Like, this build is significantly weaker. So it is. You are so fucking lucky, but... So it is. No, this build, on an overall basis, this build is significantly weaker than my amp. I'm not even going to even try and challenge the thought process on that. Yeah, like Gideon went out of his way to be a nightmare there. In saying that, there, I did pull the Grooks into a very nasty spot there, so I'll accept that. So well, because I pulled the Grooks into a nasty spot. Let me see Steel's build here real quick. Oh wow, yeah, I knew he was going to go fist. Steel is a great deal chunkier than people tend to give it. With the help of that Seraph's mantle, he is a great deal chunkier. So he is. And Fez about to get gibbed. Realistically, if we were to be realistic there, we probably should have used that opportunity to go for Prime. I'm a bit sketched on it here at the minute though. As I say, this build, to me, right now, feels much weaker and less likely to give you the results that you want on a Khaimera, basically. It's literally just how I feel right now, because it's not giving me what I need it to give me right now. So it isn't. And because it's not giving me that, it's like, And getting Tainted Blades basically the top of my to-do list, so it is. Grooks is playing, oh yeah, they're all just going in on them, and so they are. Or no, sorry, correction, they're going in on the Gideon, or the Gideon and fucking Kiara. Right. Sparrow's trying to play defense. Is she completely... No, Zinx has copped on the line here. Okay, fuck that, I'm out. Oh, I'm well out. Fuck that shit. Yeah, no, I got caught. Oh, hi, Grooks. Really, you're running from me? Right, I just got gangbanged there, like. Am I the nuisance? Like, in all fairness, Faye's more destructive than I am right now, like. Oh, Jesus. I'll have to say now, the fighter build is definitely a great deal inferior now. I don't like it anywhere near as much. So I don't. Grooks has a lot more oomph. I'll probably wouldn't be much of a stretch to say that it's GG now. Greystone, what you got built? Great. Well, yeah, like as says, Citadel's actually a pretty chunky item, so it is. Can make you very tanky, so it can be surrendered. Right, so my opinion on the fighter variant, I don't know what it is about it, but it just doesn't benefit Khaimera anywhere near as much as you would actually expect it to. So it doesn't genuinely benefit Khaimera because, do you want to know something? It actually sounds kind of stupid. I think where the issue there, and this could be just a learning curve thing, I think the actual issue there is your choice of crest. So I do. I think this is just me being 100% clear, right? I do genuinely think that it's your choice of crest being judged. Because on my book here now, and as post commentary would have told you, or editing me would have told you, is I have either Iceskorn or Judgement. So I do. Now, but here's the thing though, right? See, now looking that back, actually using the build and testing it, the problem that I'm having though is the Iceskorn and Judgement basically become irrelevant. So they do, because they're not doing what you need them to really do. Because, for example, look at the Grooks using that there, the Archer Crest for the basic attacks. Now, again, that would then indicate that you've got a lot more potential on it. So you do. So you probably could go with the Excavator. But the thing is, though, Grooks didn't go into anything else that was particularly dominant. So you could either go into, like, it just as a baseline, you could. I suppose it purely depends on how you do feel about each item. But the Eviscerator is actually a pretty solid idea to go into. The only thing is, though, is the fact that it's the style of build that you would have to run it with. The weapon itself makes sense. You're getting attack speed, physical power, and lifesteal. It makes sense. The only issue I find with it is that you're not gaining as much from it on a Khaimera. Whereas I don't know what it is, but Sapphire's Mantle seems to be a better option right here. So it does. So as it says, I'm just updating my book as I'm doing this here. So I am. So that there's as I'm talking and relaying my thoughts, I am writing it in my book. So I am. But this is what I mean. There seems to be more potential in everything that's not fighter, basically. Like as it says, I have already given you, like I told you what it was. Like I told you what my build was at the start, and now that I'm looking at it, it's like, right, okay. From a jungler's point of view, Sapphire's Mantle seems stupid. But then you had the Grooks who ran Eviscerator, which did work for him, but just not as much as I'm assuming he expected it to. Because for as tanky as he was going, he wasn't going really damn tanky. So Sapphire's Mantle in that theoretical point, might actually be a much stronger application on a Khaimera, whereas Eviscerator, I suppose Eviscerator can still work. It just wouldn't make sense to me on a Khaimera because he already has an amp for his attack speed. So it's just one of them really weird situations. So it is. So yeah, that there's something that might need to be looked at. So would I recommend the build? Probably not with the Crest, because with Sephir's Mantle you have infinite scaling on your Overlord and Bonesaw. So you do. But it just as a whole didn't feel stronger, which is weird to me. So it is. So I don't know. I don't genuinely know how to feel about it. So I don't. It'll be one of those interesting things that we'll probably have a look at, and probably people. I'm hoping somebody will comment with an idea or have tested a variation of this build. This is what this is for. It's called build crafting for a reason, guys. So, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe if you didn't enjoy. And remember, guys, not everything goes to plan. Bye.